So is RJ acting more like a Forrester or a Moroni? Hello and welcome back to the Deep Dive with Toya Creates. If you love soap content as much as I do, specifically the bold and the beautiful and beyond the gates, catch me here daily. And please like, comment, follow, and subscribe. So today is Wednesday, April 22nd, and we are getting into the bold and the beautiful. So, we open up with Ivy still pushing, pressing Ridge, and now Brooke for RJ to be with Elektra. Now, Ivy gets a little out of hand today when she says that Will is beneath Elektra. Now, Brooke was like, now hold on. Will is still half Logan and he's my nephew. So basically, watch your mouth a little bit. But Brooke also agrees with Ivy in that RJ is so much better for Elektra. And Brooke agreed with Ivy when she said that Will is not half the man RJ is. I am so sick of Ivy bashing Will and trying to control Elektra's life. And I'm also not going to support Brooke, who clearly has a vested interest and only wants her son to be happy in this situation. So that was interesting to me. Like, Ivy is getting really out of hand here. And even Ridge was just like, whoa, and I'm sure Ridge is very much over this. I will give arrogant Ridge his credit. At least he is trying to be professional here. And he just wants to focus on the business. And he wants to allow young adults to be, keyword, adults. I agree with him this time. So anyways, we pick back up with RJ and Dylan still in the design room, still having conversation. You know what? Are they going to blame these traits that RJ is now exhibiting on his Forrester half, his Logan half, or is this all Moroni? Because RJ is fully evil in my mind. As I said, he is still pressing Dylan because he wants to basically recruit Dylan to his side to keep Will and Elektra apart. Because RJ's like, I can tell that you have feelings for Will, strong feelings, and you should be with him, and I should be with Elektra. He didn't outright say, oh, we should work together or anything like that, but it is more than obvious. And Dylan, kudos to her, she might be one of my new favorite characters now. I wasn't sure at first, but Dylan was defending Will. She was just like, you don't even know him. And, what you're doing and suggesting is wrong. And Dylan clearly wants no parts of it. And she was like, my feelings for Will do not matter. I'm not going to try to keep them apart. And she's just like, using common sense. Odds are they're going to get back together. And RJ's like, no, I don't think so. Now, I don't know what he might be planning because, again, he has not outright said, oh, we should team up or I'm going to devise a plan. But to me, it is very obvious what RJ is potentially going to do. And so, the reason why Dylan is quickly becoming one of my favorites is because during this exchange, she broke it all the way down on a real level. She was like, basically, I am not rich like the rest of you, you know. You guys, RJ, you can get back on a plane to Brazil. You could quit Forrester and you'll be fine. Will be fine. Electra will be fine. Dylan was like, I have to work. Okay? I have to work for my living. Have you ever struggled, RJ? What could he say? She was like, have you ever lived in your car? Have you ever eaten out of a dumpster? Of course not. So hush. She was like, you guys can play these little games all day long if you want, but I, Dylan, am not doing anything to jeopardize my livelihood because I need this job and I have to work. And so RJ softened up a bit after that. I mean, he wasn't being rude the entire time. He's just being like conniving, and I don't like it. And he was like, you know what? Yes, you did go through a lot, and I'm not trying to minimize what you went through. And you know what? He's going to leave Dylan alone. He said he's going to give her the benefit of the doubt because Dylan was like, please do not go to your family and try to get them to fire me because I need this job. So RJ says, okay. He's going to give her the benefit of the doubt, but not Will. His own real blood. Because although, RJ, you are not a Forrester by blood, you are a Logan by blood, and so is Will. They should not be fighting like this, but whatever. All family, whatever. So RJ goes on about his business. I don't know where he went. Don't care. We didn't see him the rest of the show, and I was happy for it. So then Dylan happens to get a phone call, and you can see on her face, like, she doesn't recognize the number, and she picks it up, and it's someone on the other line with one of those voice-changing things. It's giving Home Alone 2 and the tape recorder, and it was like, we have unfinished business. Dylan was like, who is this? Matter of fact, it doesn't matter who you are. Don't call me again. Click. Now, I am willing to bet that this could be Luna back from the dead. It's summertime. Last summer, she was tearing LA up with her nonsense. Now, last we saw Luna, she is allegedly dead. Okay? Because she was fleeing from the scene of her most recent crime. And Dylan happened to be driving and she hit her with her car. And the people said she was dead. But we never saw a body. We didn't see a funeral. So you know what that means in soap world. Nobody. She's alive somewhere. So I think this is Luna. Because who else could it be? Either way, I'm happy that we're going to see more Dylan. I like her. We need real life people touching grass on this soap. Because they haven't really had that in a while. And it is very much needed. So, that is what happened with Dylan. I am dying to see who this was on the other line. And I hope we find out in a few weeks. I hope they don't drag it out. So, lastly, and a good chunk of this was about, Ivy, Brooke, Ridge, Will, and Electra. So, Ivy is still talking up RJ to Brooke and Ridge, and they're just listening and whatever. Actually, let me go back a bit. And this part confused me. So yesterday we saw Will and Electra, I thought, reconcile. They expressed their love for each other. Will was like, none of that matters. They kissed. I thought that was it. Today, I was like, I wrote a note. Why are Electra and Will still talking? Did they not make up? Because today was more of the same. this happened. Oh, but you kissed RJ and you kissed Dylan, but we're over that, I thought. So they were still talking about that, and Electra was talking about how devastated she is about what Ivy did, because she was like, I trusted Ivy the most, and she betrayed me. Let me tell you what, Will, Channel Dollar Bill, he is hot. He is pissed off. He was like, I am not gonna let Ivy get away with this. And Electra was like getting nervous, but girl, you did it. You told him what happened, and I mean, he's justified. She had no right. So, as I said, Ivy is still talking up RJ to Brooke and Ridge, and they're just going about the day, and Will basically kicked that office door open. He was like, I don't care what y'all talking about. It's my time. Ridge said, people typically knock here. Will was like, yeah. I'm sorry, but Ivy is basically hot garbage. He basically said that. He was like, Ivy stole from Electra. She's been manipulating things. She is the reason we are not together. Brooke is like, what is going on? And so is Ridge, because, you know, they've been kind of staying out of the office gossip. When they don't want to be involved, it's fine. But when they do it, whatever. So they're like, what is going on? And Ivy cops to it. She's like, I'll tell you what happened. I took the letter. Yeah, I did it. And like I told Electra yesterday, I'd do it again. I'm like, oh my God, still no remorse. So then Will is laying into Ivy, right? As he should, in my opinion. He was just like, he is disgusted by what Ivy did. And he just can't believe it. Like, dang, you hate me that much? And Ivy, oh my God. The mental games that she plays with Electra, because she knows Electra is young and impressionable. Number one, Ivy's like, do you remember? Like, I was trying to protect you. I'm trying to protect you from all of these bad men. Remember what happened with Remy and the deep fakes? He was your best friend and you didn't even see that coming. And you had to move. Then, remember when Will slept with Luna the day before he slept with you? Now, let's back up. When that happened, I said, Will, don't you sleep with Electra right after, you know, you slept with this mystery woman, but he did it anyway. But that was all taken care of last year. Ivy, why you bringing up old stuff? And Electra was just like, well, he was a victim there. And she was like, well, you're a victim too. And I'm just like, oh my God. Then, of course, the Dylan situation. It's not proper. It's not proper at all. And Ivy just, defiant in her stance. All of that, she doesn't care about how she's treating Electra. She doesn't care about how she's controlling, because Will was like, that is beyond looking out for someone. You are trying to control her life, and that's not okay. I was like, yeah, whatever. And she would do it again. She stands by it. And oh, by the way, Electra, please remember all of the horrible things that happened. Please pick RJ, not Will. And that's where it ends. Now, I am sick to death of Ivy. It is hump day. It's Wednesday. We got 2 more days to go. I'm hoping Friday culminates with Ivy getting fired, because I'm sick of it. Okay, I am sick of how she's acting. She's a lesser Forrester, since she wants to be a little elitist and all that crap. She don't even matter on the Forrester family tree. So I'm sick of it and I'm ready for her to go. Now, I also think RJ is going to develop an actual plan to keep these two apart, because hopefully, I'm also hoping that Electra does not fold. Because we ended with Electra looking very confused, you know. Oh, well, it's me per usual. I'm like, girl, you better not fold. This is your man. You love him so much. You want him so bad. Here he is. It should be you and him against the world. Ivy is just projecting because of her situation with Liam in the past. I think that as well. Ivy's just miserable and she needs a man of her own. Liam turned her down and went back to Hope. So then, every man, all the Spencers, no, girl, just the one you dealt with, because Liam is king flip-flopper. Don't project on Electra. Anyways, because I'm getting riled up. Those are the highlights of what happened today. There were only those, 2.5-ish storylines, which is much easier for me during Drama While I Design. But yeah, that is basically it. I feel like they're setting us up for RJ to do something. We need to find out who is now clearly blackmailing or harassing Dylan. We don't know. We need to see if Electra is going to fold and go with RJ anyways. And we need to see if Ivy is held accountable for her actions. Look, let me tell you what. Will needs to call Dollar Bill. Where is he? Because he would handle this. The Foresters have gotten it confused. And Dollar Bill needs to make an appearance and set things straight. I would love that because I love Dollar Bill. Anyways, let's see what happens tomorrow on the Thursday episode. Thanks so much for watching. Again, like, comment, subscribe, share. And I would love for people to join in down below so we could discuss this further. See you guys tomorrow. Like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next.